Thank you for being with us here on this Thursday, getting right to that search for the missing 3-year-old boy in Two Rivers. And we have team coverage on the Amber Alert for Elijah Vue of Two Rivers. We have Emerson Lehman and Emily Roberts live there with the latest information. I want to start at City Hall in Two Rivers with Emerson. Good morning.
Good morning, Tammy. In the Two Rivers community, waking up to more questions than answers again this morning as 3-year-old Elijah Vue remains missing. Take a look at this photo on your screen right here. This is 3-year-old Elijah Vue. He's 3 feet tall, weighs 45 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing gray pants, red and green dinosaur slippers, and is possibly carrying a red and white blanket. He also has a birthmark on his left knee. Now, local authorities, the Department of Justice, they've all been a part of the search efforts along with community members. The police spending a lot of time at an apartment complex on Mishicot Road yesterday gathering evidence. Mishicot Road is the last place Elijah was reportedly seen on Tuesday morning. Action 2 News was at a press conference last night. Two Rivers Police Chief Ben Minert telling the community they haven't given up hope and also sharing this important message.
We continue our efforts. I want to emphasize the importance of remaining vigilant and proactive. Additionally, I want to remind everyone to please refrain from spreading rumors and false information. This can hinder our search efforts for Elijah.
The chief also taking the time to thank the hundreds of community members from not only here in Two Rivers, but across the region who have been showing up to help over the past 2 days as they continue to try and bring 3-year-old Elijah home safely. And our team coverage continues.